Hello and welcome to the Doctor. I hope that you will learn something today from watching my videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Our pets are cherished members of our families, bringing immeasurable joy and companionship into our lives. Just like any family member, they can experience unexpected accidents or illnesses. Knowing basic pet first aid can be the difference between life and death for your furry friend. Imagine the scenario. Your dog is happily playing fetch in the park when he suddenly starts choking on a small ball. Knowing how to perform the Heimlich maneuver could save his life. Or perhaps your cat suffers a minor cut while exploring the backyard. Understanding how to clean and bandage the wound can prevent infection and promote healing. Pet first aid is not about replacing veterinary care, but about bridging the gap until professional help can be obtained. This guide provides essential pet first aid tips every responsible pet owner should know. We will cover common emergencies like choking, cuts, and poisoning, discuss the importance of a well-stocked first aid kit, and provide step-by-step instructions for handling these situations. By familiarizing yourself with these basic techniques, you'll be equipped to handle a range of situations and offer immediate comfort and care to your beloved companion in their time of need. Knowing when to administer first aid and when to rush your pet to the veterinarian is crucial. Some situations require immediate professional attention, while others can be managed initially with at-home care. Recognizing the signs of a serious emergency can save valuable time and potentially your pet's life. Observe your pet closely for any unusual behavior or symptoms. Difficulty breathing, excessive bleeding, loss of consciousness, seizures, persistent vomiting or diarrhea, sudden collapse, or inability to walk are all signs of a serious emergency. If your pet exhibits any of these symptoms, contact your veterinarian or the nearest emergency animal hospital immediately. Less severe situations, such as minor cuts, scrapes, or mild limping, can often be addressed with basic first aid. If you're unsure about the severity of the situation, it's always best to err on the side of caution and seek professional advice. Early intervention and appropriate care are key to ensuring your pet's well-being. Choking is a life-threatening emergency that requires immediate action. Common choking hazards for pets include small toys, bones, rawhide chews, and even food. Recognizing the signs of choking is the first step to providing effective assistance. A choking pet will typically exhibit panicked behavior, pawing at their mouth, difficulty breathing, and excessive drooling. If you suspect your pet is choking, carefully examine their mouth and attempt to remove the obstruction if it's visible and easily accessible. Never blindly reach into your pet's mouth, as this could cause further injury or cause them to bite in panic. If the object is not easily removable, the Heimlich maneuver may be necessary. For small dogs and cats, hold them upside down by their hind legs and gently swing them back and forth. For larger dogs, place your arms around their abdomen, just behind the rib cage, and apply firm inward and upward pressure. Cuts and wounds are common occurrences in pets, especially those who enjoy exploring the outdoors. Knowing how to properly clean and bandage a wound can prevent infection and promote healing. First, assess the severity of the wound. If the bleeding is profuse or the wound is deep, seek immediate veterinary attention. For minor cuts and scrapes, gently clean the area with warm water and a mild antiseptic solution. Avoid using hydrogen peroxide as it can damage healthy tissue. Apply gentle pressure to the wound with a clean cloth or gauze pad to stop the bleeding. Once the bleeding has subsided, apply a sterile bandage. Monitor the wound closely for any signs of infection, such as redness, swelling, pus, or a foul odor. If you notice any of these signs, contact your veterinarian immediately. Prevention is key to minimizing the risk of cuts and wounds. Section 5. Poison perils. Identifying and responding. Poisoning is a serious threat to pets and can occur from a variety of sources, including household cleaners, medications, pesticides, and certain plants. Knowing the common signs of poisoning and how to respond quickly can be life-saving. Symptoms of poisoning can vary depending on the substance ingested, but may include vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, loss of appetite, difficulty breathing, seizures, and tremors. If you suspect your pet has been poisoned, try to identify the source of the poison. If possible, collect a sample of the substance or its container. Contact your veterinarian or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center immediately. They can provide guidance on the appropriate course of action based on the specific poison involved. Do not induce vomiting unless instructed to do so by a veterinarian or poison control expert. Some substances can cause further damage if vomited back up. Prevention is the best approach to protecting your pet from poisoning. Store all potentially hazardous substances out of reach of your pet. Section 6. Building your pet first aid kit. Essential supplies. Having a well-stocked pet first aid kit is essential for any pet owner. A readily available kit allows you to respond quickly to minor emergencies and provide immediate care until professional help can be obtained. Assemble your kit in a waterproof container and store it in an easily accessible location. Essential items to include in your pet first aid kit: gauze pads and rolls, adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes or solution, cotton balls, scissors, tweezers, a rectal thermometer, sterile saline solution, hydrogen peroxide, 3%, styptic powder or pencil for stopping bleeding, antihistamine, Benadryl, check with your vet for correct dosage, activated charcoal for poisoning, use only as directed by a veterinarian or poison control expert, a pet first aid manual, your veterinarian's contact information, and the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center phone number. Additionally, consider including a muzzle, a leash, a blanket, and a small carrier or container for transporting your pet. Regularly check your kit to ensure that all supplies are fresh and in good condition. Replace expired medications and replenish used items as needed. Having a dedicated pet first aid kit can provide peace of mind, knowing that you are prepared to handle common pet emergencies. Section 7. Step-by-step, choking response in detail. If your pet is choking, quick action is crucial. First, check the mouth for any visible obstructions. If you can safely remove the object with your fingers, do so. However, never force your fingers down your pet's throat, as this could cause further injury. If the object is lodged deep in the throat, proceed with the Heimlich maneuver. For small dogs and cats, hold the pet upside down by their hind legs, supporting their chest with your forearm. Gently swing them back and forth, using gravity to help dislodge the object. Alternatively, you can place them on their side and apply firm pressure just behind the rib cage, pushing inwards and upwards towards the head. For larger dogs, stand behind the dog and wrap your arms around their abdomen, just behind the rib cage. Make a fist with one hand and place it against their abdomen. Cover your fist with your other hand and thrust inwards and upwards as if trying to lift them off the ground. Section 8. Step-by-step wound care procedures. For minor cuts and scrapes, rinse the wound gently with warm water or sterile saline solution. Avoid using harsh chemicals or soaps. Apply gentle pressure to the wound with a clean cloth or gauze pad to stop the bleeding. Once the bleeding has subsided, apply a thin layer of antiseptic ointment or spray. Cover the wound with a clean, sterile bandage. Change the bandage daily and monitor the wound for signs of infection. If the wound is deep or involves a significant amount of tissue damage, seek veterinary attention. For more serious wounds, control bleeding by applying direct pressure with a clean cloth or gauze pad. If the bleeding is profuse, apply a pressure bandage and transport the pet to the veterinarian immediately. Section 9. Step-by-step poisoning protocol. If you suspect your pet has been poisoned, remain calm and act quickly. Try to identify the source of the poison and collect a sample if possible. Contact your veterinarian or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center immediately. Provide them with as much information as possible, including the type of poison, the amount ingested, and your pet's symptoms. Do not induce vomiting unless instructed to do so by a veterinarian or poison control expert. Some substances can cause further damage if vomited back up. If your pet is having seizures, keep them safe and prevent them from injuring themselves. Do not attempt to restrain them. If directed by a veterinarian or poison control expert, you may be instructed to administer activated charcoal. Transport your pet to the veterinarian or emergency animal hospital as soon as possible. Section 10. Prevention proactive pet safety measures. Preventing emergencies is always the best approach. Take proactive steps to create a safe environment for your pet and minimize the risk of accidents and illnesses. Store all medications, cleaning products, and other potentially hazardous substances out of reach of your pet. Be mindful of poisonous plants in your home and yard. Keep your pet away from areas where pesticides or other chemicals have been applied. Regular veterinary checkups and vaccinations are also essential to maintain your pet's health and well-being.